The Vice President for Ghana, Professor Naana Opoku-Agyemang. The Vice President said, hey, the President, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, Papa Asumano, say Omeka Santre, and Penifo Abra, Omukoshia, the Food Development Fund, say na hey. And come on, Mami, Naana Opoku-Agyemang, His Excellency. The Vice President did a simple and here. In recent time, only the President, John Dramani Mahama, as the same words, the same music and dance, and the Vice President, and the President, John Dramani Mahama, dance.
Your Excellencies, esteemed leaders, distinguished laureates, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to join you at the Norman Borlaug International Dialogue in the home state of a man whose life ignited transformation across continents and whose quiet resolve led to hope, justice, and sustenance for generations. Agriculture remains central to Ghana's identity and economy. As a country, we need to ensure a high level of quality for everyone, especially for our farmers. Ghana believes that she should be able to grow nearly all the food she consumes. Life in the tropics implies a boom for agriculture. Our value chains hold tremendous potential, requiring deeper integration, modernization, partnerships, and collaborations. Ghana's strategic reforms in agriculture hinge on greater resilience, innovation, equity, governance across production systems, nutrition, and trade. The Feed Ghana program is His Excellency President John Mahama's flagship initiative to accelerate transformation in a coordinated, market-driven manner. Complementing Feed Ghana is our Grow 24 program, which is part of Ghana's broader 24-hour economy strategy. Grow 24 is intended to modernize agriculture, mechanize value chains, increase productivity, and link agri-businesses to export and domestic markets. We aim for food self-sufficiency, rural job creation, climate resilience, and stronger agro-manufacturing. Your Excellencies, no transformation is complete without equity. Women make up over half of Ghana's agricultural workforce, yet too many lack access to credit, to land, to technology, even to training. And this is why our forthcoming Women's Development Bank and inclusive policies are targeting these inequities. We all know that when women prosper, families and nations flourish. Likewise, our determined, hardworking, and forward-looking youth are ready to lead the next innovations. Africa can feed herself, reduce dependency on imports, and empower millions of youth and women across the continent. Dr. Borlaug reminded us that the fight against hunger is not a sprint, it is a relay. Each generation must take the baton, run its part, and hand it with conviction. Ghana is deeply committed to running her leg of this race, but she cannot run it alone. I join my Minister for Agric to invite all our partners, investors, governments, foundations, universities, development banks to join us, partner with us for truly beneficial relationships. Let this generation be defined not by our deficits, but by our resolve. Let history record that under our stewardship, Africa did not merely survive hunger. It became a net exporter of food, innovation, hope, and peace. And we all know that we can. Thank you very much for your time.
Ghana in agriculture. John Dramani Mahama per se agriculture. The biggest thing so far at Ghana. Kai say over 60 to 70% of Ghana your revenue, your survivor, Nina based on agriculture. But agriculture in recent years, as a said that ain't man proper treatment. ye jeje mu na peasant farming na ene onyankonya 2 plots bia wakodo so 1 acre wakodo so 2 acres wakodo so but entimi ma ye ntimi ngro emfidi Ghana inti aburokra ni se kokraba tomatoes ni ekobro Burkina Faso friend say rice ni na India friend say jene ni na Burkina Faso ni Cote d'Ivoire chese nkoko ni na Cote d'Ivoire gosia ni na Cote d'Ivoire say ye tu kwan for niema Ghana nyankopon acha ya sa ase a chese udi nwura kura to ka kwan ho a ya kota ya di kota la fasoa na nwura ni fifi or say some man wey there's no way say this kind of a country should be living in abject poverty, especially we should be hungry and begging for food or going to buy food from other countries or say essay any quasi say name is vice president abra no odin come guys look Ghana our 5-year agriculture risk management strategy now on person we focus on crops to enhance food security now the on person we ni say look say don't Dramani Mahama to me at TV na possible go there feed Ghana agenda no planting food in Ghana here making sure we feed the entire nation with that food producing of Ghana at the same time find some to export to our neighboring countries and other countries even outside Africa as a continent. And the plan for agriculture is to go beyond the plan for agriculture for John Dramani Mahama and the research agenda. The Vice President Naana Opoku-Agyemang can say feed Ghana no idea is a go beyond just feeding Ghana but also exporting and making revenue out of it. And the abra no din come guys look John Dramani Mahama started nenkokwan ketengete ebe started lunch November ya no and kokwan ketengete started by November at the same time and then was starting adumawura project no at the same time now you go pay mu no for say no for say gi akata na da hosa no and say no ye be agriculture friend say factories ni plants you betimi there more farming out of the north. The people in the north are hard working, they are loyal, they are ready to work. A lot of them are unemployed. So in fact, they have the time in their hands, they need the revenue, they need that income to survive. Into every other mechanism of farming, highly lucrative, profitable in the north. The lands are there, everything is there. Into the can say irrigation farming. According to the Vice President Naana Opoku-Agyemang, say John Dramani Mahama, that is the administration is ready to do irrigation farming. One of the things Ghana ya lucky, Ghana only wait and pray and hope. Say in so better. If natural rainfall ama, Adriana would be na. Ase. Minimum na amount for na say mo dua nema. Enso on top apenti. Ni na say obeka se farming is cheap. We for 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 20,000 go farming mu. Now obeka no na enso on 20. Anyone knows the next time when you 20,000, it cost that business. Until John Dramani Mahama say no, yet me try man dey be an rainfall. Enti amount for new and say now the end of the cost food scarcity. Adriana short to money man Adriana boy dey. Adriana boy dey Ghana for complaining. Eno say no sika bi o dey mama Ghana dey bi enso no. Eni bi say Ghana you wom say yi. Adriana boy dey awie. Enti na sika yi ope audi 1 billion. Dey woto no ade be chimba market run say tun. And this amasika bi anso bia ya say ma the inflation so akwa badam poni o imagine say inflation that so na 23.5% MPP die to hon Ghana ngaba west. And how do we solve all this food scarcity? How do we earn it? How do we make sure the normal Ghanaian, the average Ghanaian, the middle class Ghanaian enjoy a good living? And yet by just surviving, but living, making a living, eating good, eating healthy, eating nutritious food and still affordable. And only possible if the Ghana effort farming set at the heart of the nation. No more farming vigorously and rigorously, but in doing so in a modern way. Entina that investor from Singapore ever invested $100 million into AI Agric hub. Entina Qatari investment group bia omaba omube invest in fertilizer. Entina John Dramani Mahama said over 3 million a friend is saying fowls and go back 3 million go get friend saying a chicken say another thing You no need in a 3 million. You have a chairman about 10,000 to every district. And also plus several other agriculture friends project and as a policies are started. And then almost all your senior high schools are into agriculture. All our prison service are into agriculture. And the National Service Authority, na farming no, it's almost started. I don't know. Or say SCB entry, ekodi yesika wo ne give to worry. And then as I start here and ne farming no mahubi, manya pictures ni bia correct pa. Na say be ekoko kono. Say na be ne say ye doni na na ye twani na. Ne say Ghana for na ye bedi. Na say yen go turn abode aba. Ghana be the come na way anama the Vice President Jane Naana Opoku-Agyemang ka say John Dramani Mahama the vision any ambition when it comes to agriculture Edema Ghana no number 1 the best the very best in fact say already the vision and the ambition agriculture is going to feed Ghana and Ghana is going to also make a whole lot of profit and money for agriculture. The last time we had a slogan was planting for food and jobs. We didn't see the food, we didn't see the planting, we didn't see the jobs. This time around, feed Ghana. We hope we see the food and we hope that we'll be fed. Because politicians need slogans today. Sometimes they're unbelievable. If you want to believe them, it's your own cup of tea. Maybe I don't like tea. I like my water and dokono in the morning. So I don't take tea. So if you want to believe in politicians, that's your own cup of tea. But my prayer be say everything will be jeje. May say the last 10 months I'm optimistic. But I'm only optimistic day by day. As and when I wake up and I still realize say John Dramani Mahama, the president, my president, your president, our president, John Kwame Nkrumah John Ababu, is still performing to the expectation of many Ghanaians. And yet, in a didn't mean Pepper Panasem. Obia on the parochial interest. Those who are staunch MPP members can't like John Dramani Mahama. That's okay for them. And your mom cup of tea. There are those who think other policies are important, and that should be the focus of the president. You can't begrudge them. Me and me free ajura. Now me matino from ye kuyani. Me di says number pato aso. Edimami. Minim kuyayo minim how I sit here. The more reason why a lot of guys from the farming community don't like going back to farming. All because our time we saw farming as a way to survive. A way to just sustain you in poverty, not to take you out of poverty. Because he never took us from poverty. And again, it becomes like as a mode of punishment. It seems apart from farming, our papa need you to be in the farm because he needs a helping hand. When it comes to schools, teachers, masters were punishing us to go and read. And it made agriculture look like a punishment. And in recent times, the chief of staff, Julius Deborah Ekach, GS said, look, henceforth, don't make friends saying reading a punishment. It deterred the students from growing to become farmers. We are making farming look like it's not a lucrative business yet. If you are a successful farmer, now to me only about 5 acres of even maize. Do you know the amount of money you'll be making in harvest time? So although tomatoes, now 2-3 acres now, do you know amount of money you'll be getting in harvest time? Comparatively, looking at the expenditure you spend to make sure you get to the harvest time, and the money you can get if everything becomes successful without any risk that will take you aback. You'll be getting not less than 5 times the amount you invested, plus a profit. And a lucrative business, but unfortunately for us, Agric and say, oh, they be agriculture, and every young guy want to be in the office, every young guy want to be on the screen, every young guy want to hold the microphone, every young guy want to wear ties, wear suits, be in air condition, because that's where we all think the money is. Meanwhile, people are working 9 to 5, working with their sweat and blood, and they are making nothing. But it's because why should I be waiting for rain as a farmer? Meanwhile, wa 9 to 5 no so tokura na unya car etrem du kotena office kwavo akọ kama na we okay. But se me ekuani as a farmer, if it doesn't rain, every product I mean I say and nothing. How to get even credit to start financing your farm? And easy. There are a lot of young guys who want to go to farming today, but who's going to give them the loan? But according to the Vice President Naana Opoku-Agyemang, the Women Development Bank of Modebano will be an avenue to equip women for equity's sake. For equality, we cannot be equal, but equity, we can share it according to our strengths and weaknesses. So, per our strengths and weaknesses, there are a lot of women who probably want to venture into any other agricultural businesses, either in trading or into farming, but they don't have the capital. And vis-a-vis looking at the truth, if I'm a banker and a woman comes to me and a man comes to me for a loan to farm, there's a likelihood that I'm going to give that money to the man. Not because I want to be gender biased, but because if I look at as me as a bank, I want my money back and I want to make profit from the interest that I'm taking. And between the two, the one person that look like physically the person have the attribute to bring back my money as early as possible is the man. But if he comes to trading, of course, it's the woman. Because most women are better in trading. Their natural appearances alone is enough to convince or manipulate or persuade a buyer. Unlike a man that you have to be good in communication, in persuasion. And so when you buy a woman, only her appearance alone will get men by her. So they thrive in trading. I don't even know why we are pushing these women to necessarily start farming. When we can make sure we augment them, give them the necessary funds that they need to do more of the trading, whilst the men do more about the farming. But we can mix the two at the same time and it's still be profitable. But according to our Vice President, Naana Opoku-Agyemang, said the Women Development Bank is coming to give more credit to women to also go more into agriculture. So it's not just going to be Mema, only men, no. A man super going into agriculture. We all are going to produce to feed Ghana. If you hear this kind of news, what are you going to say to yourself? God bless John Dramani Mahama. If indeed this one will work, just like slogan planting for food and jobs are, we didn't see food, we didn't see them planting, and we didn't see the jobs. If this one don't also become just a mere slogan, feed Ghana. If we are not fed, we will see it too. So we want to be fed. And how are you going to be fed? The outlines, the guidelines under the Vice President Naana Opoku-Agyemang, the boss John Dramani Mahama, and Eddie Kama no. Now we can only be hopeful. We can only pray that the politicians don't politicize this. But actually, they will do this because they want to save Ghana. But I don't know one thing, but I am a bit optimistic. So John Dramani Mahama and the Vice President, they have been very vocal and among seven, it has been consistent. Because John Mahama in the US against the UN annual general meeting was echoing the same thing about we feeding ourselves. Naana Opoku, before this particular one, traveled and was talking about why should Ghana be exporting our raw product like cocoa when we can also turn it into a finished product. Then John Dramani Mahama, when he came down from the China visit, or the Maya interview, he said the same thing, that why should we be exporting our raw materials instead of making it a finished product? Why should we send cocoa seeds out there when we can make it a chocolate? Then again, it is John Dramani Mahama Nangasano. He's into large scale farming. He's a farmer that into any news. Then there's another elaboration from the Vice Naana Opoku-Agyemang saying again that Feed Ghana agenda targeting a lot of areas and including men and women to make sure Ghana can feed itself and at the same time export more and make money out of it. The president and the vice are very consistent with their words. I hope and pray that whatever vision, dreams, and ambition they host in their hearts, their appointees, our workers, work diligently in accordance to the vision of the president. Say, yedi na no atadwe yate de ene de pene se amanfo benya aduane adie ne boaboyefo ukuta sika kakra bia uredwam a food staff no bebrebe There is no way a household that contain 1 or 2 people. You should use more than 500 Ghana in buying foodstuffs and last a week. Like, it doesn't make sense. A country like Ghana, a farming community, where if you place 1 seedling on the street where there's quota, Sa baby aya tally road no kra no. O de seed to ha. O beba no de hia ne se nso apetegu so. Na futura afaso. Ebe fefi. So how on earth was in such a country you send 500 Ghana cedis and found so wa kra kuma se tamaleta kra di sunyane edura na se baby o. If you send 500 a whole 500 Ghana cedis to the market, that should be lasting you no less than 2 weeks. Something that should even last you like a month. But it doesn't make sense. So if we indeed want to feed Ghana, I don't think there's someone, even if you are in the opposition, even if you are an MPP member, when you say it's good. But the only thing, and it's say, are they going to do it or they are telling us? Now we pray they do it. For our comments, at two comment section, I say, many a day, many so kama say ene agriculture ye bebiem ye be ne kese na feed Ghana policy no astati adwuma akokon nkete the 3 million best no started in just November, few days to November 1st started. And to John Dramani Mahama and the vice president the way on say ye the agriculture koduru no AI Agric hub ye be ne Ghana ha plus several plans yes here. A friend say poultry feeding, a friend is saying fertilizer making, and then yes, go no kran go getting go sa ewia ye pe a plant wa heart say eno abekum mu ano apagadi mu ano ama cold source e beton no Ghana ato no Ghana ha de beton kwa other countries nso ye beton akọ different countries say agriculture mu ba ye de and they say pasase kodo na John Mahama kuani John Mahama ye farmer the head minister class your farmer. Farmers never in this way adults until they say no almost agriculture no heat what ye na ye fa jatuntum jatiche ye fa nkonkodo na aduane any sika ebebu ye so say peche. Subscribe like we are now share amonia so anya bi are. Edi no eba ko pe Maxi Billian our naked truth on Oldboga trends macro baba.